Recipe. Yes. Yes. Okay, so uh, um, today we are going to be making some good snack for a lot of people. If generally you are feeling, snacky. You want some washed potatoes. This might be a little too much if you're only one person, but I'm going to be cooking this for a snack for my dad and my sister. So, what you're going to do, so far so simple. Grab your knife, do tricks with it and bubbly scabbity. And then you want to cut your potatoes. Now you can cut them however you'd like. But me personally, I like to cut them like this, arches. They're thin arches that theoretically should cook well in the pan. Yeah, you're gonna need a baking pan for this. I'd suggest a glass one, because a metal one doesn't work the way I intended it to. Now, you want to chop the potatoes up real quick, as you do. But yeah, this is probably my first ever proper cooking video. Am I good at cooking? I'd say I'm fine. I'm not gonna make you a 10-course meal like I'm Gordon Ramsay, but I'm not gonna serve you macaroni and hot dogs and whatever. I can cook many things. I think I'm a fine cook. I don't actually know if the microphone is picking up what I'm saying. However, in the case that it isn't, yeah. There's water on the computer right now. I should probably get that. Okay, I do not recommend putting your computer in the kitchen. Very bad thing to do. I'm just doing this because haha funny cooking. But yeah, you want to cut up all these potatoes. I'll probably speed this up post footage. I have an editing software now, so it's gonna be very fun to edit this. I don't know the struggles of editing yet, so it's a plus. Now, one gripe, if you will, that I have with this recipe that I'm making is that, not necessarily my gripe, but it's more of a personal one. I always salt the potatoes too much. Now, an easy fix for that is just, not to salt the potatoes. However, when you're cooking them, I cut these potatoes. However, when you're cooking them, it's not exactly how, you're gonna go by. Now, you usually would use something like a glass bowl. And I am using a glass bowl, definitely. My kitchen is clean. Please make sure your kitchen is clean before you try this. I know you see in the back, dishes, but I assure you they're all clean. Don't know how to commentate, so yeah, I'll probably speed up the footage. A 20-minute video about how to cook fucking potatoes. But yeah, if I do end up editing this, cut here and then edit to when I'm done cutting. In the meantime, however, if I don't edit this, then we're going to be having a very fun time. I don't know if the camera has length, but I'll just edit the footage together if it doesn't have enough length. You want to wash your hands before this? I did. Generally, what you want to do is, Now, this snack isn't very healthy. It's not at all healthy, I'd say. Mostly because it includes oil and salt. One of the most common factors for making any dish unhealthy. And you might think, oh, salt, that's just the seasoning. It is. But salt has a lot of sodium, obviously. And sodium can dry up your mouth. And drying up your mouth, since your body's in 70% water, it's kind of harmful. I don't know the exact medical details, I'm no doctor, I'm just a 13-year-old. But, yeah. Generally, I think it's a good little thing to do. A little bit of knife safety while I'm here. When you see this knife, it hasn't been sharpened. It's not very sharp. However, since I'm using a bit more force to cut the potatoes, which is not more recommended, you can always just do this. If you have a dull knife, you want to aim the blade downward, cut. It's pretty standard cutting, nothing gourmet chef. But I think it's very useful if you're using bigger potatoes or just general bigger cuts. I'm trying to commentate this well and not show my face at the same time because I'm a very faceless channel. I'm not dreaming or anything, but I'm definitely not very comfortable with my face being on the internet. If you're watching this and you're from my Discord server, then not mine, but the Discord server that I run with people, then you might know my face, and if you do, perfectly fine with that. Just don't outsource it to general public. It probably won't be outsourced since this channel only has 4 subscribers. It is probably not going to be very popular. But yes, while I'm here, I forgot to preheat the oven. You want to preheat the oven to 400. Now, I don't know if anybody's made this before, but if they haven't, then this is my own original recipe that I've learned from my family, my mom and dad specifically. We always had a trait for knowing how to cook a lot of things. I mean, I can, like I said, I won't cook you a three-course meal, but I definitely can cook you some good dinner. Ground beef, pasta, hamburgers, stuff like that I can do. I can also do a bit more advanced things, with cuts. Lo con pollo I can do pico de gallo, I can do a lot of other things. Yeah, I can do just generally a lot of things with cooking. I think I'll be okay in college. College is a fun thing. I'm not going to show you a mukbang or anything. I'm not going to eat the food afterwards. I'm just going to show you, and then I'm just going to eat it when I turn off the camera. Because, no wasting food. Alright, we're almost done here. One more potato left. And what I'm going to do with this one is brute force it, get a cut like that. Garbage cut, you see there. Funny sex joke. But you see there. Not a good cut. You want them generally even, because if you don't have even cuts, then you can't make the arches even. And uneven arches, well, they don't seem to do much. They definitely slow down the cooking process a little bit, and they also don't look nice. So yeah. Now, I like to call these homemade French fries, but I feel disrespectful calling them that, considering fast food is generally not a good thing you want to associate your cooking with. That and, these won't look like French fries, but they'll definitely have like a certain French fry-y taste to them. This potato guy. Yeah. Don't waste food, but if does anything like that, then yeah. I'm gonna tilt my camera down for a little bit just to go wash my hands. Because the potatoes, when you wash them, are not greasy, I was gonna say. But they're, hold on, you guys can over there. Okay, let me try and set this back up without showing my face. That's good. But the potatoes, they have potato water, and it's dirty. Now, I stepped on something. No, you saw my face! This is the strategy. Now, what you want to do, real quick, put your dishes in the thing, wash them afterwards. I may look like a slob, but I am hygienic. And anyway, now once you get your oil, I use canola, but that's generally just because it's what we have. What I used to do is I used to put this in a small bowl, put some salt, any other seasoning you want. I just use salt because I didn't want to complicate the recipe. But you use salt and oil, mix it together, and then you get oil, salted oil. But generally, just because one, I don't have the time, and two, I like to salt my potatoes afterwards so I can know that, the seasoning rations. Yeah. Now, with these, you want to gently pour the oil. You don't want to coat, absolutely drench them. You just want to have enough oil that there's a little bit of liquid at the bottom. And once you've poured the oil, after you've washed your hands, may I add, you want to just start hand mixing the potatoes into the oil. Don't know what that was. But you want to hand mix the potatoes into the oil. That way, when you put them in the oven, they can fry, I guess, and also get a nice crispy texture. I'm going to put a little bit more oil, just so that all of the potatoes can get coated, because if you don't put enough and all your potatoes don't end up being not coated, then that's kind of bad, because then you're just going to have one certain potato that's going to taste bad, one, and two, it's not going to have that crispy texture, and three, it's going to, take a lot longer, because this oil, when you coat it, it does what oil does. You coat it, and then it starts frying the inside and the outside, most of the outside, but it does do some work on the insides of the potato, making it nice, soft, crunch. And actually bite that. Don't bite raw potatoes. Give you worms. Don't want worms. Worms suck. I wouldn't know, but I can assume they suck. Now, obviously, got your greasy glass pot. If you have any excess oil left in the pot, try, obviously if you have this much, then don't pour it in. But if you have this much, it's just swerving around a little, you want to pour it in, go ahead. It doesn't really do much to the recipe. Just makes it so there's a nice oil coating at the top. Now, you want to wash your hands. Again, because oil on hands. Don't touch your face, you'll get pores. Sorry it takes so long for me to wash my hands. I need to dry my hands real quick. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but we don't have a towel available right now. But yeah, you see, got the pan, spread them out, put away your oil. Where did I put the cap? Oh, there it is. So that way you don't see my hand raise up. But yeah, you spread them out. Now you want to cook these for what I do 40 minutes because they can get nice and crispy. But if you want them softer, you can do 20, 30, stuff like that. Generally, the least you can cook them is 20 minutes, I think. I haven't really tried them at a lot of lower temperatures either, or with lower time. But generally, I'd assume that 20 is the max. I cook them at 400 degrees. I do 450 if I'm running out of time. I've cooked these a total of 5 times before. But this one is special. behind the camera, I have eggs. Now, I don't know if you can see, but if I back away from the camera, then you can see it's daytime outside. And what daytime means is that it's breakfast time. This, for breakfast, kinda good. I mean, it's better than beans on toast to British people out there. No. But, generally this could be used as a better snack. However, if you're actually cooking the potatoes and not frying them, then you just have baked potatoes, baked mini potatoes, and eggs. While we're waiting, because I have to wait for my oven to preheat, then I have to pop them in for 40 minutes, in which case I'll just stop the recording, leave it there, go watch a YouTube video, and then come back, like 30 minutes later, start the thing, and then start cooking the eggs. But yeah, eggs usually take like 2 minutes, so don't worry. This is like a 42-minute recipe, 22 technically. But yeah, it's at 465 right now. I suck at dancing. Pretty obvious, I think. Oh, one thing. To people out there that think automatic is better, this is just random. Trash bin? Okay, no, this is potato bag. People who think automatic is better, this is a can opener. A can opener. This is a can opener. You're not opening anything with this. I've tried it before. It does work when it wants to, but it doesn't work most of the time. It takes a little bit of setup. And, you know, that's not to mention, if I can find it, alright, looks like this one doesn't have it. But if you can find it, not to mention it needs batteries, which, one, my family doesn't have a lot of them, mostly because, there's no one. But real quick, yeah. Now, I don't know how I'm going to put these in the oven without showing you my face, so I think I'm just going to pause the recording real quick, and then see you guys. Alright, so I've popped them in the oven. I'm going to... Sorry. Just a bit. Just a bit off. Yeah, the recipe. I'm just gonna make eggs, I believe. Butter can go on. I'm gonna give you a butter knife. Now I'm using a pot mostly because all my good pans are not currently available, and also because first actually good scrambled eggs I made were actually from out of a pot. Now you want to turn on your phone if you have it, because this is going to get hot and steamy. Don't take that out of context. One thing that I will say, I will try to keep the fan low as you progress, because, like, stuff. But while you're waiting, wanna grab a bowl? I don't know, it doesn't have to make that sound. I'm not sure. So you grab a bowl. You want to get a fork. I usually use 3 eggs. You can use 2. Cracking eggs is kind of a special method I use. I found this on the internet. You just, not brute force it, but like, you generally just want to like, that was awful. I meant like, smash it in, and then get it out. Okay, see that wasn't a good crack, because I didn't end up getting an eggshell in. And then after that, you want to do that with all the eggs. Check for eggshells. First, what you want to do, you want to stab all the eggs. Stab all the egg yolks. And you just want to mix for a while aggressively. While you're doing that, you can get your butter spread around your ham. But you want to mix aggressively until you see that either most of the yolk, not most of the yolk, but most of the egg white is gone, and then fused into the yolk. Because the egg whites is what cooks, and the yolk is what gives it flavor. So you want to perfectly mix them, so that way nothing can get in your way. Spread your butter out, and then pour it in. For when the eggs are done. Also make sure you have the proper utensil. This is not the proper utensil, but I don't have it on me right now, the proper utensil. It's a spatula, if you want to do it correctly. But I dropped the spatula. I dropped the ladle. Not even a spatula. I can't even call it a spatula. It's a ladle. It's a ladle. Change of pace, I got the spatula. I just didn't want to use the spatula because I don't believe in them. That's a joke. Don't quote that. Now what you want to do is you want to wait until your egg is solid on the bottom. Make sure the yolk is still runny on the top. And what I'm going to do here is might seem a bit weird, but then we're going to push all the eggs to the back of the pot, and then spread it all out again. Push it back into the back of the pot. Spread it out. Let it cook for a little bit. Flip it. You want to do this for just long enough. To where the egg can get coated in the yolk and all of the yolk can cook evenly. This is a bit lower heat than I normally use. so it might take a little longer, or it might be a little faster depending on what heat you use. And eventually you should get some solid eggs. Sorry, smoking up. That happens usually when you place butter in anything, so it's not like it matters. I got my fan on. Shouldn't make the fire alarm go off. Cut them up. Put them all to the back of the pot. Put on the plate. Turn on the stove. Leave this out of the pot, and then got your eggs. I think these look pretty good. Taste pretty good. Get your salt or anything that you'd like to use. Season it. Mix it up. Fork. Get that seasoning even. Cut it up a bit more because mine's looks more like a solid blob. And then there. It's good. I usually also pepper my eggs, but if you don't want to, that's fine. Now, it might look awful, but it definitely won't taste awful. I promise I didn't just serve you gunk. I probably I think I undercooked the eggs a little bit. And that's the potatoes done. Let me look at them. They need a bit more time. So I'll just pause the video and then come back when they're done. I'll give it another 20 minutes. That's 60 minutes. They're a little light browned now, but you don't want them light browned if you're going what I'm doing. So yeah, I'll be back. Alright guys, so if you're seeing this in a cut, that's because the computer ran out of battery. It just plugged in. Okay. But yeah, potatoes are done. Get them out. A problem? Cooking the eggs. I cooked them, or I started flipping them a bit too preemptively because I was excited and video. And I gotta hurry up. I don't want to make this like a 40-minute video. But yeah. So I did unfortunately undercook the eggs, but that's fine. I'll just put them back in. I'll recook them. It'll be fine. That's how the potatoes look. I'm letting you out. I'm gonna fork here. Go. Fork to show you what that looks like. This is a good piece. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it definitely has a nice golden tint to it. It's still frying. I'll let it sit. It'll be browner. But yeah, that'll be it for the tutorial on how to cook these. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, have a good day.